So yesterday we learned what is the importance of display value and how we can use the reference qualifier like in simple scenarios, right? So we will learn about the dictionary for extended tables. So generally, let me show you. So if I go here and click on configure table, I'll be able to see all the columns and the table level configuration. So as you can see here, it is not extended from any of the table. If it is extended from any of the table, here we will know that it's extended from some table. Okay. So for extended tables, we have to handle it a bit differently. That we will check. Configure table. So it's extends table task. Okay. So like the incident is extending from task. So what are all the fields which are of the task? We have to handle that differently in order to any reference value or a mandatory or a read only or a default value. Okay, all those configurations will be in the dictionary. Okay, for example, there are 96 columns. All those are not from incident. Some few of them are from task and few of them are from incident. So let me get the class name. So, so this class field will hold like which table it belongs. So let me get it and then we can check. Okay. This is not containing the class. So let's active table. Yeah, table field is there. So here few of them are incident. So I'll filter out this so that apart from incident, what are all the tables we have, we'll get it here. So with the task, we have 70 fields. And with incident, we have 26 fields. Okay. So for example, let's see here, the service field is there. So service is referencing from CMDB service table. Okay. And it is applied to task. Okay. So if I open any incident, so if I open an incident, I can see the service. Okay. So as you may know, this particular task table will be extended from many other tables. Like we have extended task from incident, right? So similarly for problem as well, it will be extended. I'll show you. The problem also extended from task itself. You can see, right? It extends the task. Similarly, task has been extended from so many other tables. Okay. So whenever you are doing any configuration changes on the dictionary, for the extended table. Okay, as here table is task, but I want to change the reference qualifier conditions for the incident. Okay, so in those cases, how we can handle, I'll show you. Okay, so for example, on the incident, we are getting all the records. Okay, we are getting 42 records. Okay, I want only maybe active true records, or where assigned to is some empty, those records only I want to get. Okay, let me open this first, and then we have 42 records. As of now, we are showing all the 42 records. Okay. I don't know whether active field is there or not. Let's see. There is no active field. Assigned to. There is a date field. For example, say approval group is there. I want it should be not empty. Okay, approval group is not empty. So if it is not empty, that means I'm getting 27 records only. So for incident, the condition is approval group is, it should contain something, it should not be empty. Okay. So if I directly apply the reference qualifier here, reference qualifier condition, what happens is it will be applied to all the tables which are getting extended from task, like incident, problem, change, service request, all the tables, like, okay, all the tables which are getting extended from task, because this dictionary is based on task, right? So in those cases, what we need to do here, there will be in the related list section. Okay, here you can see this dictionary override, right? Here we have few entries here. Okay, incident, problem, change request. So here dictionary override means, what is mean by dictionary override is, if you want the properties which are not of task, but you want to change those, like what we can change is, we can change display value, read only, mandatory, default value, okay, attributes, all those. So okay, so if you want to override those, okay, then we need this dictionary override. Okay, so already they are doing here, already they are overriding the reference qualifier here. You can see, right? Override reference qualifier where sys class name is service offering. Okay, so let's see it is working or not, and then we can change the condition later. The condition which they are using in dictionary override is sys class name is service offering. Class is offering. Copy query and we'll just check the backend name. Yeah. So here the condition which incident is applying is class name is not, I guess, right? Class name is not service offering. Okay, so class name is not offering. So apart from service offering, we can get anything. So as of now, we don't have any records with offering. So we are getting all the records. So if you want any other conditions like those, what you can do, you can click on this override reference qualifier and you can apply these. Okay, directly here. So you can, what you can do, you can copy this encoded query and you can just paste here. Okay. Whatever the condition you want to apply. For example, I want to add few more conditions, like let's say approval group is not empty. Okay, I'll run this and I'm getting 27 records where approval group is as something. Okay. Then what I'll do, I'll right click on it and I'll copy query. I'll go to this dictionary override of table incident. Okay. So generally it will be there for incident problem change. If it is not there, you can create new one. Okay. And I'll add this where class is not service offering and approval group is not empty. The backend name is change control, I guess, for this approval group. So that's why it came like that. Okay. And apart from this, they're overriding the attributes as well. Okay. So regarding attributes, we'll learn after this reference qualifier, and then we'll check what is attribute and what we can override. Okay. So similarly, you want to override the default value or the calculation or the mandatory or the read only, then you can do this here. Okay. As of now, they have overridden only the reference qualifier. Okay. Let's learn about, like, is there any doubts till now? Anyone? Any doubts? So whenever you, the conclusion is whenever you are extending any table and you are trying to change some reference qualifier or default value or a mandatory or read only, any dictionary level element, you shouldn't do on this. You should do in the dictionary override. We have for incident problem change, we have these dictionary entries already so that we can change them directly. If it is not there, what you have to do, you have to click here, click on new. For example, I want to do for service request. I want to do like, I want to change something in service request. So I can create that for that particular table and I can override whatever I want. It can be reference qualifier or default value, anything, right? Okay, we'll learn about attributes. Okay, attributes are something I'll show you once. So attributes are something like, for example, there will be a number field or any other field. You want to change some properties of it. Okay, which, like, for example, you can see here, dictionary attributes alter the behavior of the table or element that dictionary record describes. So generally Servicenow will give us some functionality, like what I can say, the string will contain only string fields with some limited functionality. So you might want to have some extra things. I'll show you what extra things we can achieve using this dictionary attributes. So whenever you want to alter the behavior of the table or the element of that particular dictionary records, then we can use these attributes. Okay. So there will be few attributes like allow null, allow public, allow references. Okay. So all these. So this is basically we will have so many attributes. So few which I have used and which we can use generally, I'll tell you. Okay. So in any of the reference field, for example, let me open incident. Okay. For example, let me open it. Let me see what we have. For example, we have people, software, something. Okay. So generally, whenever we type it, I'm getting only those related to PeopleSoft, right? I'm getting PeopleSoft CRM, PeopleSoft HRMS, all those I'm getting. So along with the name, so I'm only getting the name here, right? So if you open here, I'm getting PeopleSoft Enterprise Services, all these I'm getting, which are starting with people. Along with this, I want extra information, like I want to get class, which class it belongs to, otherwise the assignment group. So how we can get that, we'll check. Okay, so let's open. So let's like for example, I want owned by as well. Okay, here owned by is there, right? So I want owned by as well. Okay, so I want uh, this particular field to be visible as well whenever I search for anything. Okay, as of now, I'm getting only the name. I want owned by as well. So let's check how we can do that using dictionary. Okay. So for the reference fields, we will be having let me check for it where it has not getting the name of it. Let's check. Will be the with the reference name. So we have to use these reference AC columns and reference AC column search. So here in the columns, what are the fields we want to see? Then list of fields separated by semicolons, which you want to display, that you can give here reference AC columns. Specify the columns whose display value should be appear in auto completion list. Means whenever we type, what are all the fields we want to display, that will be holding in the reference AC column. And in the search, so by which if you search, like for example with owned by, if you search, even do you want all the columns to be displayed if you search with that particular column. So that particular configuration we can configure. Okay, I'll show you once. Okay. So we have to add something like this. Wait a second. Okay, the exact syntax will be like this: reference auto completer, Ajax table completer. Okay, so if you check here, so here you can see, right, reference auto completer. Okay, any reference field, it can be applied to any reference field. Okay, specifies the name of the JavaScript class that creates list auto completion choices. Okay, so what are all the values you want from where you are getting that. Here we can give it. So let's not waste time here. Just I'll be telling you the syntax. Okay. So here I'll copy it and I can put it in the reference. Okay. For the dictionary of the service. So this is the task table. I want it only for the incident to be applied. So I'll open the dictionary entry of incident. Okay. And if I go to attributes, there are few attributes already there. I'll not disturb it. I'll use semicolon and I can use that reference auto completer, Ajax completer, reference AC columns. What are all the columns I want? I want owned by only. So let's check what is the backend value of owned by. Copy URL and check. Owned by is just owned by it. So I can use owned by. And do you want order by? As of now, I don't want order by, so I'll remove it. Okay. If I save it, go here, and I'll refresh the page. So it's not working. We need to check again why it's not working. I'm not getting that. Let's check what can change in. So reference auto completer and Ajax columns. What is the column name for the starting one? So this is the name, right? Name should name is also there. It's not applying. Which once again. So here they are using semicolon for each of the field. But I'm using comma, so I should use semicolon. So after Ajax completed, comma, and for each of the field they are using semicolon. Okay. Still, I'm not getting the desired result. Let me try to add any other Any other field for now? Still, it's the same issue. Let me open any other documentation. So let's see here. So by default, a reference field auto completes the user types in the field. Okay, so generally we will be auto completing by the display name actually. Okay, but if you want to add any additional fields, then we have to use reference auto completer. Okay, in reference auto completer, we have filled up few options like the value can be Ajax reference completer or Ajax table completer or Ajax reference choices. Okay, so Ajax reference completer, uh, we use Ajax table completer as we will be getting the columns. Okay, like for reference completer and choices, uh, it is different. You can go through it. Okay, so this we are using the reference AC columns. So here we are giving username, email. Okay, maybe what I did, let's check here. So after it, I have kept semicolon. Okay, so it should not be semicolon, it should be comma. So if it is comma, then only it accepts as it is something different than this. Okay, let's check now. So we should be cautious, like why the comma is being used here and why semicolon is being used here. Like if it is the columns, we are using semicolons. Okay, because we want to assign this value to reference AC columns. But if it is a different attribute, then we have to give comma. But here it was semicolon. Might be that is the reason why it is not working. Okay. Yeah. So now we are getting this PeopleSoft twice. Why? Because we already have this name already. We are getting. Okay. So now I'll add only owned by. Just check. So I'm getting for PeopleSoft, John Abram is owning. Okay. For PeopleSoft CRM, John Abram is holding. Like that, we can get. Any doubts here, or do you want me to explain once again? So the issue was here, I gave semicolon, but we should give comma whenever we are defining different attributes. So reference auto completer is different attribute. If we give semicolon, it will think that we are giving some value to it. Okay, but that was not the case, right? So if you want any other few more fields, then you can give semicolon here, like semicolon and any other field. Any doubts here? So you might, like in some cases, you might be getting the requirement like this. Then you can use this reference auto completer, reference AC columns combinedly. Okay. Hello. So here's the service is the class. So we are getting that. Okay. Any doubts here? In considering it as no, and I'm continuing. Okay. So in dictionary, we will be having few more things as well. Like if I open any dictionary, so if I go to advanced view, so in this demo table we have default value, right? So if you give the default value, for example, it is column name is created by, so it is, I'll get one any other field because it's out of the box field. Generally, if out of the box field, we won't touch this dictionary. So let me open any other field, like for example, requested by. Okay. So in requested by, in requested by, so whenever I create a new form, like whenever it's getting opened, so I want the current logged in user to be, I want current logged in user. Okay. So then what I can give is, I can give current logged in user means there is a API. So we can learn about APIs later, but if you want current logged in user to be displayed by default in requested by. Okay. So whenever I click on new button in the requested by field, whoever creates that particular record, I want their name to be displayed. Okay. Then in those cases, how we can give is like JavaScript colon. That means we are using some JavaScript. We are not giving any static IDs. If you are giving some static IDs, I would have give any user sysID. Like for now, let me give the some user sysID. Let me close these tabs. Okay, for example, I want able tutor by default. So what I can do, I can give this particular sysID. Okay. So whenever if I open this demo table, whenever I create any new record, I'll be getting as able tutor. Why? Because I have given the sysID of able tutor. Why I have given the sysID? Because it is a reference field. If it is a string field and if I want able tutor like this, then I would have given like it is able tutor, something like this. Okay. So if you want, if you want the same user who has been logged in, then what we can do, we can use some script like thing like JavaScript colon gs dot get user id. So what this functions does is it will be giving us the sysID. It will be returning us the sysID. So whenever you are giving the default value, if you want current logged in user ID, then user sysID, then you can use this. Okay. So now let's check how it works. Okay. So if I click on new, and as I am a system administrator, I'm getting system administrator. Okay. So if I impersonate to some other user, for example, like how we will test any ServiceNow application is we'll be impersonating to any other user. Like for example, Abraham Lincoln, I'm impersonating. I got some error saying security constraint prevent the access. Okay, why we are getting this for that particular user? Because he don't have the access. Okay, so how to debug this? We will check in ACL's part. Okay, because we haven't learned ACL still now. We will check that later. but if they have access, then we can directly check it. Okay, but now it's working. Okay, so how we can use this? Like we can give the value here. If it is dynamic value or any logged in user, then we can give it here. Okay, and we have some other things, references for reference qualifier and choice list for, like if it is a choice field, we'll use choices and we'll create choices. We'll know that. And dependent field we already learned. And there is one more thing called calculated value. Okay, I'll open something in the users table. For example, configure table. So here they are using calculated value. In which table? In user table. So in user table, what they are doing in the name field, they are showing the first name followed by last name. Okay, let me show you. Okay, there is a name field, right? So for able tutor, he will be entering able as first name and tutor as last name. He won't enter name as able space tutor. Okay, but we have to calculate that particular name and we have to show that it's able space tutor in the name field automatically. Okay, so in those cases, what we can do, we can use this calculated field. Okay, and this calculated field is just to show it. We shouldn't use it for database calculations. I'll tell you what is that mean. So whenever we want to calculate that particular field value from any other value, then we have to use this calculated value. Okay, like here in name, what we are doing, we are getting from the first name and the last name and we are just combining it. So it is getting calculated from other tables. Okay, like other field values. Then we use that. Okay, so the calculated fields are calculated every time you open that particular record or it, and whenever it gets read. Okay, so the best practice is to not to use the calculated field. That's why I'm not telling you, and it is just to read it, not for any database calculations. That means it won't store in the database. Whenever you open any record, in order to show you, it will just calculate and show you, but in the ServiceNow server, it won't store it. That means whenever you open any record, it will just calculate it. Okay, sometimes it might store or it might not even store it. Okay, the values. So the calculated fields, whenever you want to calculate the value of this particular field based on any other field values, then we will be using calculated field. Okay, default value we know. Okay, and there are few other things like audit, like how audit is enabled and how those things we can do. So those also we can learn in the dictionary. Let's see, it's been much time. So audit means what is, like, for example, let me open incident table. Okay. So few of the agents will be working on this particular table, like whoever it's assigned to. For example, let me open any of the, for example, this is the record. Okay. And it has been assigned to Beth. Okay. Before Beth, it might have assigned to someone else, or he might have worked on it and he might have done some changes. Okay. But we don't know exactly who have done that. Okay. We have to know each of these, what has been done by Beth or what has been done by previous assignees. So how we can check it? If you click on this menu icon and if you go to history and you can select the list. Okay. In the history list, you can see what are all the changes has been done as part of this particular table, all the changes. Okay. You can sort by updated time so that you will be getting the latest first. Okay. First, like update number is means what is this update number is? Update number 0 means while inserting the record itself, all these values we got. While inserting the incident, while creating the incident record only, we got all these values. What values we got? For work notes, we got something, urgency, we got high. And in the later point of time, when it is update number is 1, then it might have changed something. So as of now, nothing is there. Okay, as these are like demo data, no one touched this record, so we didn't get anything. Let's change some things here and just check. Okay, so from assigned to Beth, I'm changing it to someone else, like ideal user I'm doing. Okay, and apart from it, I'm changing it to something like some description I'm changing. So something I have added and I'm clicked on save. Okay, clicked on update or save anything. Okay, then this form gets saved. Okay, or if I want to check what was the previous value and what has been changed, what we can do, we can go to history and we can click on view. Okay, view list in the list. Okay. So here we are getting the latest one. What we are getting, it has changed the escalation from overdue to normal when I have saved it. And description, I have previously it was something and it has changed. Okay. The assigned to value, old value was Beth and new value is ideal user, which I have changed. So other values also got changed even if I change this description and assigned to. So why these activity due and escalation extra got added means because some before business rules will be running whenever I click on save. So even some before business rules or something gets runs, then those also will be coming under my username as I have changed it. Okay. So actually what I have changed description and assigned to, because these escalation and activity due, even I have not changed it. It has been calculated automatically, like based on this activity which I have done. Okay. Actually, the update number should be 1 after 0, but I don't know, maybe something wrong with this record. So this update number means the mod count will be there, right? Sys mod count. So how many times this particular record has been updated, that count will be getting. So this history and audit will be very, very useful in the production when you are checking what has been changed or has been done by any user. Okay, by the user, like as a user, if I do something like as a system administrator, I got these are the changes which I have done. So this I'm able to track it on the incident. Okay, but I don't know whether it will be working on the demo or not, right? So let's check if I can track something like this on demo. For example, short description is hey, we change it to hello. And now I will go to history. I'm not able to see the history list. Okay, only history calendar is visible. In history calendar, we won't be able to see all the details. We can just see when it is created. Okay. So in order to see the history, we have to enable the audit for this particular table. Okay. How we can enable the audit? We can go through now. Okay. So here we have enable auditing for a table. Okay. So we have to go system definition, dictionary, and then we have to get that particular table and type collection, and there will be audit field which I have to click and update. So you might have, I'll show you. For example, there is this demo table, right? In this demo table, generally what we'll do, we will be going to configure and configure table. So here you are seeing only 12 records, right? Okay, but if you open it in the new tab, okay, and here all the dictionary entries of all the tables I'm able to see. There are 1 lakh records are there, but I want for the demo table what are all the dictionary entries are there. So what I'll do, I'll just check u underscore demo underscore table. So for this table, I'll get 13 records. Here I can see only 12 records, but actually there are 13 records. Why? There will be one more hidden dictionary entry will be there that will represent entire table. Okay, so so as of now, here we are only seeing 12 columns. These 6 are out of the box, and these are we created in the demo table. But there will be one more column with type collection. Okay, with type collection which represents entire table. Okay, so what I mean by which represents entire table, so anything which we do here will be applying to the entire table. For example, if I do read only here, it will be applying to entire table. Okay, I have applied read only here, and let me open this demo. So I can't edit anything in this particular table. Okay, which will be applying to entire table. So how you can redirect there? You can go to dictionary entries, or under system definition, you can go to dictionary and select the table. For example, u underscore demo underscore table, and you will be seeing a one column with the type of collection which represents entire table. You have to open that and you can do the changes. So here we want to enable auditing for the entire table. Okay, whenever you want to enable audit for any table, then what you have to do, in the advanced view, you will be able to see one checkbox, I guess. Yeah, here you can see audit, right? So you can enable this audit and save it. So the auditing will be applied. Now let's check if we are able to see this history. Okay, now I am able to see the history list. Okay, so these got inserted like it's showing. And now let me change something and check. I can see hey now. Okay, and in the history list, it is saying update number 5 because we have just now updated this particular history auditing, and update number is whatever in the sysmod count, it will be updating here. And we are getting hello, like old value was hello and new value is hey. And we have enabled auditing. Is it clear for everyone, or do you need more explanation? Just tell me so that I can tell you. Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, Sunil.
Yeah, so in some cases we might not want the auditing for the entire table, or we might want for few of the fields only. Okay, then how we can use that and how we can include that, we will check. So there is something called enable whitelist auditing for a table. That means what you can do, you have to go to the dictionary, and in system definition dictionary entries include table as well, column field. And in the list of dictionary, a row audit, for example, and audit type whitelist. Okay. So whitelist means like I don't want to audit for entire 100 fields. Means like there will be only few fields which I want. Like whenever someone adds changes some chart description, uh, I don't want to uh, like audit that. Audit means I don't want all the history to be added. I only want for few of the fields. Okay, then whenever you want for the few of the fields, then we will be using auditing. Okay, so for enable auditing, we have to go to that particular collection dictionary, and we have to add this attribute called audit type whitelist. Okay, and after audit type whitelist, we have to individually check which are all the fields we want to audit. Okay, let's just I'll try to add this in the collection type. This is the collection type. I'll add the attribute, which is audit type is whitelist. Okay, so audit type whitelist and blacklist will be there. Whitelist means it will be only auditing only few of the fields. Okay, then we will be using whitelist, and let's check how we can only audit few of the fields. Okay, so designate which fields we want to audit. So we have to give some fields, right? So whichever the field you want to be audited, you have to give audit equals to true. So we have given audit type is whitelist. Now I have to give whatever the dictionary field. For example, I want only one field, which is requested by to be audited. So after giving audit type whitelist, I have to give dictionary like attribute, which is audit equals to true. Okay. After saving this, let me try to create a new record and just try to change some things. Okay. 1006 I have changed, and I'm like initially it was system administrator, and I'm changing to Abraham Lincoln, and even I'm changing this to hello, uh, hello, and I'm changing it to hardware to software, laptop to email, and saving it. Okay, now let's go to history list. Okay, now if I check only the requested by field is getting audited, even if I change multiple things. Why this is happening? Because we have given audit type as whitelist in the main dictionary entry for the which is for the table. So whitelist mean what? It will only track few of the fields. Okay, and audit equals to true we can give. Okay, and there might be some cases which we do not like. In some cases, like there are 100 fields, then we want to audit only few fields, then we can use this. Okay, and there will be reverse case. In some cases, what happens is you do not want only some fields not to audit. That means in the reverse, you can blacklist few of the fields. Like I do not want only short description to be audited. Then what I can do, I can exclude that. How we can exclude only one or two fields? Then we can use blacklist. Okay. So how we can use that blacklist is in the dictionary attribute, we can give no audit. Okay. Let me check. Blacklist is a set of fields. If you don't need to audit only few fields. They are saying to use the attribute no audit. But before it, do we need to the first enabling auditing for the table? So they're telling to use no audit. Okay, so I do not want only few fields. Like I don't use this white list. Like I want all the fields except, for example, short description. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go to the dictionary of that particular short description. There is a short description created by requested by short description, right? So I'll go here, and in the main dictionary it is audited. In the short description it is no audit. Okay, so now let me create a new record and try to change few things. So I guess I have kept in default value. I need to keep in dictionary like attribute instead. Okay, it should be in attribute. Sorry. So in the attributes, I have to keep no audit. Okay, and whenever I'm creating a new record, I have created 1008, and I'm changing few things like I have changed group to App Engine admins and requested by to Abraham Lincoln. Okay, and short description to head. And if I open this and check for the history list, here I am getting everything except short description. Why? Because I have used no audit. Okay, is everyone getting?
Yes,
Or any other doubts? Is it clear?